Hi, my name is Ray Naylor, and this is the 31st episode of the Performing Songwriter. My guest today is Emily Drinker. She's a performing songwriter from the Philadelphia area. Emily has played solo, and she's also played on a couple of cruise ships. This year, she's played and showcased at South by Southwest with, until recently, her band, The Burries. Now, unlike most people on this show who play with guitars, Emily plays with a ukulele. I'll be back shortly to talk to Emily, and we'll hear a number of her songs. Emily Drinker, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Ray. Happy to be here.
I'm glad you are.
Yeah.
I found something on your website that I want you to explain. It said she writes a blend of folk, uke, pop with a focus of three-part harmony and is passionate about participatory music making, preferably around the campfire. So my question is, what is folk, uke, pop?
Folk, uke, pop.
I
think that's something that I just made up when I was in college. I started playing the ukulele when I was in college, mostly as a way to get friends. I just thought, okay, this is a cheap instrument, and I don't play the guitar, and I'll take this and sit in the hallway in my dorm, and maybe I'll meet a bunch of friends. And then it kind of took off from there, and I loved the ukulele, and I kind of think it's what I write and what I tend to sing is a little bit on the poppy side, but also definitely influenced by folk music too. So I don't know, folk, uke, pop.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit about your songwriting.
Sure.
In terms of the harmony piece, that must have affected how you write songs, to be concerned about the chord structures and so forth. If you could just talk a little bit about that in terms of how that how your songwriting process has developed based on the importance of harmony for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, back to college again, and even high school, I did a lot of a cappella singing, and that's all about harmony, and I just have such a strong foundation in that kind of singing. So when I started writing my own songs, I kind of naturally was drawn towards three-part stuff, and it's just everything that I write, I always hear so many other voices, which makes it tricky when I'm not playing with a band, which I don't always play with a band. So when I'm on my own, is I have to figure out how can I incorporate all of those elements into the music when I perform live. So actually I got a loop station recently, and that allows me to harmonize with myself and add layers. So, yeah.
Does it affect the underlying chords that you use for your songs?
Harmony?
Yeah.
Vocal harmony?
Well, in terms of the harmony of the chords as opposed to against the melody.
Yeah, I would say so. I think it just comes naturally. Every time I write something, I don't really have a very specific sense of the harmonic structure right away, but it always just sort of works out that I am going to have multiple voices layered on top of usually a very simple melody.
Now, with the ukulele, are you able to come up with, on that particular instrument, chords that aren't just C, D, and G, maybe like 7th, 9th, that type of thing?
Yeah. I make up a lot of things. I mean, I studied music as an undergrad, but music theory hasn't been my friend. I really struggled with it.
Yeah, me too.
But I really enjoy coming up with strange sounds, and I'll just mess around with my fingers, and it'll be something that sounds pretty wild, and then someone will tell me, oh, that's like a 13th, or that's some crazy chord, and I might not even realize it when I'm coming up with it. But yeah, I definitely like to be creative on the uke.
Okay, we're going to hear your first two songs.
All right.
And I'm going to put you right in the center here. And while we're getting that set up, I have a video of our next, I should say, guest, which I think you know because you worked for the Folk Song Society in Philadelphia for several months.
Yeah.
And they are one of the co-op people. And we talked about the whole co-op thing with Norman
Yeah.
Taylor last time. So I want to make sure that I get their name. Lovers League is the name of the
Oh,
duo.
great. Yeah. I know
And
that.
that's Reverend T.J. McClinchy and Dana Mara.
Yeah, I've actually played with them a little bit. I mean, I've did a festival with them in New York. Danny puts together a lot of
It is Danny. What did I
great
say?
themed. Yeah, you said Danny.
Did I say Danny? Okay.
Yeah, and she does a lot of great kind of, not festivals, but music concerts where she has a theme and she gets a bunch of great artists together to play. So I know her from that, and know TJ from the Folk Fest and Folk Song Society. So very cool.
Okay, let's take a look at part of a video for our next program.
To move along, but the city won't let me go. Sheriff's telling me no. Deputy will let me by. City's gonna make me die. Oh, 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 oh. One fateful night I slipped out the back door and rode on without turning back. One fateful night I slipped out the back door and rode on without turning back. The sky had opened up its mouth.
So the first song I'd like to play is the first song I ever wrote. It's called Cloudy. I wrote this a number of years ago, back when I was in college. And I think that it is pretty folk uke poppy, as we were discussing earlier. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. This is Cloudy.
Once I told myself that I would stop thinking about you. Once I told myself that it was time to play it cool. But it's not so easy when I see you walking down the street. No, it's not so simple when you trickle into my dream. Into my daydream. It doesn't matter if I take my antihistamine. It doesn't matter if I got enough sleep. Yeah, I'm still cloudy. I'm still cloudy. Oh, once I told myself that I would stop thinking about you. Oh, once I told myself that it was time to play it cool. But it's not so easy when I see you walking down the street. No, it's not so simple when you trickle into my dream. Into my daydream. It doesn't matter if I take my antihistamine. It doesn't matter if I got enough sleep. Yeah, I'm still cloudy. I'm still cloudy. Oh, once I told myself that I would stop thinking about you.
So that's Cloudy. I really enjoy playing it, even though it's a little bit silly at times, especially the part where I say antihistamine. I don't quite know how I came up with that, but I like playing that one. Next up, I'm going to play a tune called One Arm Hug. And this is kind of just about relationships and the world of dating and trying to figure out what I want and what I need, and one arm hug. Not one arm pug, as somebody once thought I was saying. But I was singing about a dog. So here we go.
We wake up early, 'cause you gotta go to work. I have to ride the subway home, clothed in yesterday's dirt. I feel self-conscious on the subway ride back as the all eyes are on me and my kiss-stained neck. Did I stay true to myself? Did I demand respect? Did I expect a kiss goodbye? Oh yes, I guess I did. Instead I got a one-armed hug and a goodbye, see you later, kid. At this point in my life, I don't quite know what's wrong from right. At this point in my life, how can I be sure to preserve my pride, my pride? I wake up early, don't gotta go to work. I lie in bed a while, wondering what it's all worth. Do you know me? Do I even know myself? Will I get up and get out? Do I have the will to do whatever I want? Dignity and respect. Will I accept a missed reply? Well, no, don't think I will. We accept the love we think that we deserve, and I deserve more. At this point in my life, I don't quite know what's wrong from right. At this point in my life, how can I be sure to preserve my pride, my pride? Did I expect a kiss goodbye? Oh yes, I guess I did. Instead I got a one-armed hug. Instead I got a one-armed hug. Instead I got a one-armed hug and a goodbye, see you later, kid.
Okay, Emily, and now that second song was called, was it One Arm?
One arm hug.
Okay, not two arms.
Just one arm.
I want to ask several things that you've been involved with.
Sure.
First of all, you've played on cruise ships, and you're going to go again, right?
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that experience.
It's pretty wild, right? It's something I started doing in the summer of 2013.
Mm-hmm.
I was living in Brooklyn for the first year out of college, which is what everybody was doing. And I was kind of running myself low, working all these part-time jobs and wondering, how can I perform and make a living? And I found the cruises, and I've performed twice now, 2 different contracts on celebrity cruises with 2 different bands. It's really fun. It's rigorous. You play every single day for 2 to 3 hours, a couple sets each night on the ship. But you have the entire day free, and you're exploring, and I was so lucky to be in Europe for both of those.
Wow.
And I'm most likely headed back out in January with a local band from Philly called the Funky Tea. They're headed to Australia and New Zealand. And
that'll be cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And
where do you leave? Or you go to Europe to leave?
For the
Australian.
Yeah, for when I was in Europe, my home port the first time was Barcelona, which was pretty nice. And then the second time around, we were leaving from Amsterdam. The ports changed, but it was a dream. And then for Australia, I think the home port is Sydney. So I guess I fly and get through that really long flight. And,
that's really good.
Yeah,
Now,
it'll be
do you
cool.
audition for something like that? Is that how that works?
For that, yeah. Well, I found the first band that I played with on Craigslist, actually, which maybe is something I don't want to admit to the world, but I was looking around on Craigslist for singing gigs, and these 2 guys who wanted to put together a trio for the ship, and one of them had done it before, so he already had an agent. So that's really the way that they do it. If you have an agent who books people for cruises,
gotcha.
Once the agent knows you, you're pretty much, it's easier to get a gig.
Sure.
But for the first time, you have to make a demo video, and you just send that in. And they want like 10 different songs, little clips of a diversity of your repertoire. And because the cruises are long, like in Australia, it's going to be like a 20-day cruise.
Wow.
So you need to entertain somehow and not repeat the same songs. And so you need a couple hundred songs in your repertoire if you're going to do that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really fun.
In addition to the 2 groups on the cruises, you just recently stopped playing with another band, and that was called the Berries?
The Berries, yeah. That was a couple guys from Philly, just a trio, acoustic. And we had a great time playing together. We're taking a break. We're not playing together right now because one of the guys has some other commitments. But for the winter time, we were gigging all around Philly, and we had some great
And you went
gigs.
down to South by Southwest,
Yeah,
right?
we did.
And
it was so
how did that
fun.
happen?
That happened. Actually, Danny and Marie from Lovers League was on that trip with us. We there was a Battle of the Bands contest. There's a local Philly musician and booking guru named Boy Wonder, and he does the open mic at World Cafe Live, and he does a lot of other booking around the city. So he was having a contest to bring some people down with him to Austin to fill a couple spots. So the Berries, newly formed at that time, thought, why not? Let's go do this Battle of the Bands, and we won. So we got to play in 2 showcases at South by Southwest, and it was really cool to be there. So much music, like almost too much, everywhere you went.
Our performing topic today, since you've played in groups, is as a songwriter or just a performer within groups, what is it like playing in the group? What are the advantages? And I know there are some disadvantages. So just talk a little bit about that in case anybody is dying to form a group.
Yeah, that's a great question, because for so long, when I first started writing songs, back when I was in school as an undergrad, I didn't play with bands. I was just doing the a cappella group thing, but I wanted so badly to be in a band, and I felt like that would open up so many opportunities for me just musically, because singing is really my main thing, and so it really helps if I have a band backing me up and I can just write about singing. But the advantages are definitely just that partnership with other musicians and just collaborating. You learn so much, and it's just really fun to have other people to bounce your ideas off of and to support you when you're on stage. And I guess the disadvantages are it's hard to get everybody together and make sure people are really busy with their lives, and when you book gigs, having everyone on board. I mean, I've been lucky because I've managed to get my friends to play with me in Europe on a cruise ship and totally leave their lives for like 5 months.
Yeah.
And that was tough to find those people. But, yeah, it's great to play in a band.
And people have day jobs and things like that.
Yeah. If they don't have a very good day job, they're willing to quit it and leave to go on a cruise with you, which has worked out for me.
So right now you're back playing solo.
I'm back playing solo, yep.
And you're looking for a guitar player.
I'm looking for anybody, yeah.
There you
Anybody
go.
who wants to play with me. Because I'm doing some solo gigs, but I love to perform. And I'm looking to record my first EP in the next couple months.
Okay.
Before I head back out to the ship. So I'd love a group of really great people to be on that EP with me. So
we're going to hear your last 2 songs. And I'm starting something new today.
Oh.
Again, while we're getting you in the center here. Starting this show, I'm going to pick a performer and do a slideshow of them with one of their shows underneath. Now, I don't know. Do you know Libby Johnson from New York?
The name is familiar.
She's very good. And she has sent me one of her songs. So we're going to take a look at Libby Johnson, some photographs, and then we're going to hear her sing one of her recorded songs. And we'll be back with Emily to do 2 more songs.
Right on.
Sent a card, no word coming. Jailbird, they might make the ride. It's Visitor's Day. Is she growing up like a wild seed? Does she look a little bit like me? Barefoot in the picture I've got in front of me, with a blue dress, with a blue dress, a blue dress on. Greyhound, no show. Your brother came, she's got a ring. They're moving back, Gadsden, in a month or so. Is she growing up like a wild seed? Does she look a little bit like me? Barefoot in the picture I've got in front of me, with a blue dress, with a blue dress, a blue dress on. I could show her what to look out for. I could hold her in a dream. Imagine that she takes a walk with me, 5'3", with a blue dress, with a blue dress, a blue dress on. Heads up, darling, lockdown, card game, graduation day. I saw you in the paper. You were standing with the other students, and the sun was in your eyes. It was black and white, but I could see that it was you, with a blue dress, with a blue dress, a blue dress on. You were standing with the other students, and the sun was in your eyes. It was black and white, but I could see that it with a blue dress, a blue dress on.
All right, so I would like to try a new song. I've never played this before for an audience. Well, that's not true. I played it at an open mic, and it was really challenging, and I want to give it another go. It's always really good to kind of push myself out of a comfort zone and play something that I haven't played very much. And yeah, so we're going to give this one a whirl. This is, I don't really have a title for it yet. We'll see.
But I know that you want me anyway. I let you down, it's clear to see. Thanks for being patient with me. You're an anomaly to me. You play it cool as if to seem as casual as I'm being. I'm avoiding communicating. I'm feeling guilty and uneasy. Don't like feeling guilty. Please rescue me. I am not ready to say goodbye. It's not as easy as it seems. I like the changes you made in your life, but I'm still making up my mind. Finally, some clarity. I was honest with you, and now you see what's going on internally. Let me put you at ease. I know that we can't turn back time, and I don't want that. We're doing just fine, day by day, one step at a time. No need to rewind. I'm feeling guilty and uneasy. Don't like feeling guilty, please. Please rescue me.
All right, I got through that one. Whew. For my final song, I would love to play a tune that I wrote back during Hurricane Irene, actually. And I wrote the first verse and the chorus about the hurricane, and I was kind of locked away in my bedroom and was listening to the sounds of the storm. And that was it. I thought it was a good tune, but there was only one verse and one chorus, which is very typical of me, to kind of let something out, have some sort of rush of inspiration for a song, and then kind of be done with it. And so it was very short. And then there was Hurricane Sandy, and I went back and finished the song. So this is a tune about a hurricane. It's called Less Ebb and More Flow.
There's a hurricane outside my window. Oh, you probably should have stayed, but you decided to go. All of suburbia's tucked safe in their homes, feet up on the coffee table, listening to the ebb and flow. Do you hear that? It started out slow, now it's growing less, having more flow. Do you hear that? It started out slow, now it's growing less. the storms fall. Do you hear that? It started out slow, now it's growing less, having more flow. Do you hear that? It started out slow, now it's growing less, having more flow. There's a hurricane outside my window.
I wanted to ask you, if somebody wants to see where you're going to be playing and just basically learn about you, maybe want to book you, how might they do that?
Yeah, they can go to emilydrinker.com, and I try to update that. Actually, I have to get some new stuff up on there.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I have a Facebook page, of course. You can just look for Emily Drinker. You'll find my music there. I also, for years, have been posting music to my Bandcamp, which
Okay.
is emilydrinker.bandcamp.com. I just really like that website. It's really easy to post music to, and you can make it available for downloads and streaming and all that stuff. So,
And then we can look forward to your EP
yeah,
in several months.
several months, exactly.
Okay. I want to mention our next show again with the Lovers League. Did I get their name right?
Yeah,
Lovers League with TJ McClinchy and Danny
Marie.
Marie. See, I know I said her last name wrong last time. Danny
Oh.
Marie. And they're really good also, so I'm looking forward to that. Thanks, Emily.
Thanks, Ray.
And we'll look to see you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And we'll be back in 2 weeks with the next show.